Good evening all, thank you for coming. Who has been to a property meeting before? Okay, you have, okay, cool. Who's here for the very first time? Yeah, okay, cool. What should normally happen is that people who haven't been here come and sit in this room and I talk to them, but it seems like everyone's come in, so we're just going to start, I think. I might rattle through these slides. Tristan, is anybody outside now, or have we all started? Okay, I'll whiz through these slides. Yeah. Okay, so who's heard of this chap? This is particularly to the new people, but yeah, good stuff. So he started this networking meeting, or the PIN network, 20 years ago. It's the biggest network in the UK for property. He's the author of that book, Property Magic, and yeah, he set this environment up. There's 50 meetings in the UK, over 50 meetings. So they provide a supportive environment for new and experienced investors all over the UK.
Okay, so I'm Vincent Birch. I'm here today to talk about mortgages and what the interest rates, valuations are, etc. for the last month. Okay, so talk about property market and valuations, and going to talk about the lenders and the lenders' interest rates at the moment. So, we'll come to that one in a minute. So valuations, Rightmove house price index for May, not March, because I've done it this morning, showed that nationally house prices were up by 1.1% last month, and nationally, annually, sorry, that's now 1.7. Now, East of England, last month it was up 1.1 increase, and that's still below where it was this time last year, but it's going in the right direction. And interestingly, this is the only region out of the whole of the UK that had a negative figure when I looked at it this morning. So Rightmove, at the beginning of 2023, predicted a drop of 2%. It ended at 1% below. And this year they expect...
Good evening, Norwich. Who hasn't want to say that? That would be me. Today I'm here to talk about branding for attracting investors. So a lot of you will want to attract investors to put money into your deals, and so I'd like to talk to you about that. Who here has an investment property? That's a property that you are making money from. Not the people sneezing. Who wants to do this? Yeah, okay. So quite a lot of people. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to, as there's quite a lot of you that want to invest in property but are not already doing it, I'm going to change my presentation slightly so that I'll tell you a bit more about what I've done to give you some advice and not just talk about the branding, because that's kind of the next step.
A couple of announcements before we go to the networking break. So who's heard of crowd property before? Good. Anyone invested with crowd property, either borrowed or lent money to them? Not in the room. So this was set up by Simon Zucchi, founder of PIN. They will consider any project at any stage of development. They've got quite a wide sort of catchment area, if you like. Anything from £100,000 to £10 million. So most projects in the room can kind of fit into that bracket. Here's a quick example. I think this is not, it's not a groundbreaking deal, but it just sort of shows that the types of deals that they do most frequently. So loan amount was 430, GDV, gross development value, was 630, and it's a 12-month loan. So this is exactly the sort of thing that we might do in this room and that they can lend on. So the best bit of advice after this is there are QR codes all over the place, but there's one here and there's one at the end. But that will take you to a 12-question website where you can put the details of your deal into, and you can get it appraised by them for free. So within 12 short questions.
Okay, so before we dive into it, where's the screen? Down there. Okay, so before we dive into it, a little bit about myself. So I've worked in the corporate environment for 35 years. For 20, I have to keep looking around at the slides because that is so small. For 20 years of those, I was on the senior management team for one particular company, and in that time we grew the business from 2 million to 65 million. And I really hope those figures are the same as the ones that are up there. In 1995, I also became an accidental landlord. So whilst working in the corporate sector, I was also building my property portfolio as well. What else? 2017, I decided I didn't want to be a landlord anymore. I wanted to be a property investor. So I quit the day job and I signed up to, where is it? This one here, the 12-month mastermind program.